Introduction of biodiversity. Biodiversity mean bio mean life, diversity mean variety. Variety of life forms in living organisms is called biodiversity. The biodiversity helps in identification of every living organism on the universe. So compulsory every living organism shows variety characters. The variety characters are called the diversity. See, introduction of biodiversity. The term biodiversity was introduced by an American biologist, Edward Wilson. Edward Wilson introduced biodiversity word. Edward Wilson introduced the term of biodiversity. Biodiversity refers to the variety of life forms and habitats found in a defined area. Every living organism, every life form shows their variety characters, variety habitat, and in the different locations. It represents totality of genes, species, and ecosystem of a given region. Biodiversity based on genetic levels, species levels, ecosystem levels. Each biodiversity represents genes, species, and ecosystems. Here it is, there are three levels of biodiversity. Levels of biodiversity. The biological diversity includes three interrelated hierarchical levels. They are biological diversity shows three levels. One is genetic diversity, species diversity, ecological diversity. Levels of biodiversity, here it is three levels. One is genetic diversity, species diversity, ecological diversity. Genetic diversity is based on the DNA, RNA. It mainly changes of nucleic acids. Nucleic acids nothing but genetic information. Genetic information present on the DNA or RNA. They shows different types of variety of nucleic acids means genetic codes. Based on the genetic codes that living organisms or life forms shows diversity is called genetic diversity. So genetic diversity variations existing within a species is called genetic diversity. Within the species, within a species shows genetic variations called genetic diversity. The variations may be in alleles, total genes, or chromosome structure. So variations present in the alleles or in the total genes or in the chromosome structure. See, some examples are given belongs to genetic diversity in below. The number of genes in the followings: mycoplasma containing 450 to 700 genes, E. coli containing 4,000 genes, Drosophila containing 13,000 genes, Oryza sativa containing 32,000 to 50,000 of genes, Homo sapiens containing 35,000 to 45,000 of genes. So these all genes are in different manner. That all genes are shows in the species level. At the species levels, they shows different variations. So that variations are called genetic diversity. See, Oryza sativa, Homo sapiens, Drosophila, E. coli, Mycoplasma. Not only these living forms, remaining all rest of the living forms are also containing different number of genes. The number of genes shows variations. The variation is important in the genetic level based on the genes. The next level is species diversity. The diversity at the species level is called species diversity. The diversity at the species level is called species diversity. For example, the Western Ghats have a greater amphibian species diversity than Eastern Ghats. Means Western Ghats contains amphibians, Eastern Ghats also containing amphibians. But Western Ghat amphibians are more in number, more species, the diversity, more diversity than Eastern Ghats. So same species, that amphibians have same species. The same species of amphibians shows different diversity in the different locations. Western Ghats than Eastern Ghats. The Western Ghats have a greater amphibian species diversity than Eastern Ghats. The species diversity depend upon the number and the richness of the species of a region. Richness of the species means the species richness is the number of species per unit area. Mean, for example, we take one in unit area, some living organisms are in more number. The more number means more number is belongs to species richness. Species, which species are in more number in that location is called species richness. The species richness mainly helps in the diversity of species. Species diversity explain about the species. The species diversity following types. One is alpha diversity. Alpha diversity explain about same species in the same location, same species in one location. Different types of species. Different types of species are present in one location. The different types of species are same species. Same species are present in one location. The same species shows different diversity. Same species shows different diversity in one location is called alpha diversity. Then beta diversity. Beta diversity, same species in different location. Same species in different location. It is also best example for ecological diversity. Same species of animals, same species of plants. They are located in the different locations. The different locations containing different environmental factors. Based on the different environmental locations, the same species shows diversity. This type of diversity is called beta diversity. It is also explained different species in one location. Different species in one location also. And gamma diversity means geographical regions and landscapes. Geographical regions means continental area wise, same species, different species. They are located in the geographical regions or in the landscapes region, but they are shows different diversity in that locations. See, gamma diversity is equal to alpha, beta plus community. Means gamma diversity indicates total geographical region. In that gamma diversity, alpha diversity is present, beta diversity is present, including these total two diversities, we called community diversity also. Then last one is ecological diversity. The diversity at the ecosystem level is called ecological diversity. Diversity at the ecosystem level is called ecological diversity. Example here is deserts, rainforest. Deserts, it's one type of ecological environment. Rainforest also ecological environment, different environment. In these different types of living organisms, here also in rainforest, different types of living organisms are present. The deserts and the rainforest diversity shows more diversity in the plants, in the animals. The ecological diversity is also called ecosystem diversity. The best example ecosystem diversity is geographical regions or landscapes and landscapes. When continental wise, deserts wise, rainforest, forest, like landscapes, every geographical region, every landscape shows complete diversity. See these three diversities. First one is the genetic diversity, species diversity, ecosystem diversity. These three diversities are interlinked between each other. They maintain proper chain system with genetic diversity, species diversity, ecosystem diversity. These are the three levels of biodiversity.